Today, brothers and sisters, we're going into a lesson, a very important lesson that have affected our society. I'm not just speaking of the black church. I'm speaking of the Christian church as a whole. And the name of this particular video will be The New Age Antichrist Doctrine. The New Age Antichrist Doctrine. Now, what made me go into this particular lesson today? I was looking at some things this morning concerning the spiritual leaders over the earth today. The people that the majority of the population go to for spiritual understanding and guidance towards a better life or what have you. And I was amazed at the number of witches and warlocks and sorcerers that are at the apex of all religion, mainly starting with the Christian church. Now, I would like to make a disclaimer. There's a clear difference between what the Bible teaches and what some of the characters we will show you today teach. So for those who know that there's some deception in Christianity and use that as a pretext to shun the Bible, we'll give you the understanding of why you should keep the two separate. Because if you've read the Bible, you would know that these people we'll show you today would be the leaders over the earth today under Satan's kingdom, under Satan's religion. Now, personally, myself, and I'm going to start this off by identifying a few books that I know that growing up, your mother had, your sister had, your family had, and it was these were main books that were promoted throughout all the Christian churches. I know these were promoted in the Christian churches, in the black neighborhoods predominantly. I remember these books. I met people who read these books. I'm going to show you how this all intertwined. You have a book like The Secret by Rhonda Burns. Now, I don't know too many households or Christian households in America, especially black households, that don't have this book in it. The Secret, The Law of Attraction. Another book that I wanted to go over by this character here. Let me pull him up here. Where is he here? I have him in here somewhere. Well, I'm going to get his image in a moment. He's the guy that came up with the book, A Purpose-Driven Life. I don't know how many people out there that don't have this particular book, A Purpose-Driven Life. Let me get him here. Rick Warren is his name. There he is. Rick Warren is his name. See? Rick Warren. And you see, not too long ago, I think in 2006, he did a TED presentation. And you have to realize you must be rolling in the dough to do a TED presentation. That means a corporate impact. That means you have had a profound impact on society to the point where the whole earth needs to hear what you have to say. Now, I don't think Christ would be at a TED presentation, but nonetheless, you have Rick Warren, who came up with the book, The Purpose-Driven Life, speaking at a TED presentation. Now, I mentioned someone to you earlier called Rhonda Burns. The Secret. Here she is here. See the coat? Nice, right? The white hair. It's looking good, right? All right. I'm going to show you who's leading our people, brothers and sisters. And guess what? The sisters in the Christian church worship this woman as if she is the Christ herself, as far as their commitment in putting their finances towards Rhonda Burns' books. Here she is. Offer of the month. Rhonda Burns. Who are we really looking at here? Who is she? See, I have to put this out there because you see these books and they are on the shelves of every Christian library that I've seen in America. What are her books doing in the Christian church? See, women, when they get in the tan, here's another image. You have to have that modern day look, all the stars are doing it. They want to read The Secret. What's the secret? I want the secret. Right? Just going through a few images for you. And we have to talk about her. There she is. Satan's daughter. Oprah Winfrey. Because why? She is the woman that introduced this witch to you. Now, that's a resounding statement or point to call this woman a witch. But that's what she is. Because she not only have the book, The Secret, this witch here. See? Satan appears as an angel of light. She also have the book, The Power. Don't you want the power? Hey, and if you get the power, then you get her next book, The Magic. There you go. Don't you want that magic? See, this is the slippery slope that's going on within the Christian church. See? And I looked into this woman, Rhonda Burns, because she, believe it or not, guess who financed her more than any other people in the earth? Christians. Black Christians. Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, she's not even Christian. She's a Buddhist. How are Buddhists becoming leaders in the Christian church? How are Buddhists respected and revered and honored in the Christian church? I'm going to show you how. She came off as a Christian when she first got her television.
I know why too, because people don't even read the Bible. People don't know that all magic. The Bible tells you the origin of all this type of stuff, like magic, taught by fallen angels. All of it's sin. There is no good and bad magic. If you want healing or wherever the hell, go to Christ. You don't need no magic to heal you. You're dealing with straight demons. And the Bible says, "Suffer not, I wish to live." All right. Those burning witch trials, that was actually us in the Dark Ages. That's why I call it Dark Ages, because black people was ruling. Not Africans, Hebrews, right? During King James, sat on 3 thrones in Rome. Or sat on 3 thrones in the UK. Renamed it England and all that. Used to be like, it was 3 of them. Great Britain. I forgot the other 2, to be fair, but it was in the UK. synopsis of Romans took us down and all that. They lie on King James saying he's a gay white dude or something. He's not. Or a gay Roman, because white people are Romans. But, you know, people don't read the Bible, so they'll read because they think they can just go to church and learn everything they know there is to know, which is a lie. Christianity and those pastors are paid off to tell you lies. It's no different from... You gotta read the Bible yourself, bro.
Television show. Oprah. The mammy. And anything she introduced sells. And that's on purpose. Don't think that Oprah is behind the machine. She's just a face. This is how it's introduced to the black communities, because we knew Oprah as this Christian playing in all the old slavery movies and singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. And she was a Christian as far as we knew. But the whole purpose was not to just promote Oprah, but to get to people like this. I want you to see her. Look at her face. I've seen this face in many black churches. I turn it around so y'all can see it here. Look at this. Oh, look at that. I've seen this face. She's engulfed in the spiritual church of Satan right now. Let me turn it this way. Look at this. Hey, I've been in the Christian church. I can tell you a church face when I see it. Okay? There it is.
Ezekiel 8, women weeping for Tammuz. Look at the abomination under the Most High. When the Most High was showing Ezekiel all the abominations on the earth, Sunday worship, virgin birth, all that shit, bro. Tammuz, look at what Tammuz is. Ezekiel 8:13, Tammuz, look that up. That's the original virgin birth from Babylon, which is December 25th, Tammuz birthday, not Christ. Then that's the original virgin birth, so people better wake up.
She's whoever's saying whatever they saying, she's feeling. Right? I know they may get mad at me because I'm gonna break it down piece by piece to show you the deception, because this was a patient work to get it to the point where after all we've been through, we would listen to the likes of this. A witch. What have happened amongst our people that we trust witches, sorcerers, and warlocks? Are we that downtrodden? Are we that broken? Look at this. She's like she's about to just jump on a broom and just go somewhere. Look at this. She's a witch. Now, and guess what? I'm not saying anything that this woman wouldn't admit herself. Okay? What Christian would come out with a book called The Magic? She's a witch. Now, for those who look to equate the Bible with this sorcery and this newfound religion we see in the earth today. Let's go to the Bible to show you how the Bible totally strike witches like this down. Go to Exodus 22 and 18. Exodus 22 and 18 and Deuteronomy 18 and 10. And when I say witch, we also are speaking of the witch's apprentice, Oprah. Our people have been deceived. What they will tell you is that these principles
Other than the back.
today
Let me go back for a second.
to and just go
Okay.
witches like this down. Go to Exodus 22 and 18. Exodus 22 and 18 and Deuteronomy 18 and 10. And when I say witch, we also are speaking of the witch's apprentice. Oprah. Our people have been deceived. What they will tell you is that these principles that you learn through this new age philosophy is really the same principles of Christ, but they're just giving you some in-depth details that you couldn't get by reading the Bible. See, that's the deception. They'll say, well, it's really the same principles, and they try to parallel these sayings from witches and warlocks and sorcerers and try to parallel and put them on the same par as Christ on purpose, because they know in order to bring forth this new world order, they must initiate the whole earth into a new world religion. And you're going to find it's not new world at all. This is an ancient philosophy that they're now bringing to the forefront. What does the Most High say about witches?
Deuteronomy, Salakia, Exodus.
Now, mind you, Exodus 22 and 18. Now, mind you, brothers and sisters, that we're reading out of the law here on the Sabbath. So what I'm reading here to you today, brothers and sisters, out of the law, was normally read on the Sabbaths when we were in place.
Sabbath is Friday sundown and Saturday sundown. Sundays is the first day of the week. Worshiping the sun and Satan and all that, sun god, whatever. It's the first day of the week, and look at your calendar and Genesis chapter 2, given to Adam, given to man, and 6 days of work, rest on the seventh day. So it can't be the first day of the week, which is Sunday, because he didn't do no work. There's nothing to rest from. So wake up, wake up. Satan deceives the world's of Satan. The Bible tells you that. So you can't follow the world what they think, because they're programmed sheep, all right?
When we were in
Nothing in the Bible tells you Sunday worship is the Sabbath. Nothing.
our land on the Sabbath, we would all come together and have a constant reminder on how to operate amongst our society to keep a righteous society before we fell. So that means someone couldn't come to me with some smooth marketing ploy to move me out of my belief, my core belief and understanding of the law. Let's go to Exodus 22 and 18. Let's read that.
Book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
The Bible tells us in the Old Testament that we were not to suffer a witch to live. That means it doesn't matter if she's related to you, whether or not you care for her. It says suffer, that means to bear her, to make an excuse for people so that they can actually deal with their sorcery against the Most High's people. We not only suffer a witch to live, we promote and reverence witches in our society. Now, if this was in Israel, the ancient Israel, there would be no books called The Secret or The Magic, because we had in the Old Testament a law for this, in which you walk her up to a mountain, push her, and roll rocks on her. And then all the kids, everyone get a rock. And you would bury her in rocks. That's how it worked. That's
If you're doing magic, you're dealing with demons, all right? They lie, talking about you got power, you're your own god, and all this other garbage. All this magic shit they be doing, levitating or whatever the fuck, it's demons doing it. These people don't do nothing. They're just a medium, and they're just conjuring demons. That's what magic is. You conjure demons to do all this shit for you. And people are like, oh, look at that, he's levitating. Oh, look at that, fire, whatever the fuck it is, right? So, It's demons. Instead of having the Most High in Christ and the angels help you, you're letting Satan and his demons help you. That's all that is. So it's Satanism. That's what magic and witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, witchcraft, magic, anything magic related is satanic.
How it worked. Okay? Rocks. She would be stoned, according to the Most High.
Kabbalah too. And guess what, dude? The Kabbalah, that's witchcraft, Babylonian, fucking Jewish people. Jewish people are Romans from Esau. They're not the real Israelites. Alright, so the real Israelites, them. Deuteronomy 26:8, slaves shouldn't make it to be sown to men because they broke the laws and sin. So those real Israelites. We live in the curses, slave ships in America. Not African. We're from Shem. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Jacob's 12 sons. Because of 12 tribes of Israel. Physical bloodline is not through a religion or a freaking conversion. Then Christ's full name is Yeshua. That's Savior. Yeshua. That's Savior in Hebrew. Christ is a Hebrew. He's an Israelite. He's a Hebrew. Jesus is Greek. Greeks are Romans. Romans killed him. Killed disciples. Destroyed Jerusalem. Right. So Christ is not a Roman. He wasn't named. His name is not Roman. All right, they're Hebrews. That's Christ's real name. Ancient Hebrew Venetian. Then Most High real name he gave to Moses in Exodus 3:13-14. I am in English. Hayashah in Hebrew and all that. So Father, Ahia, Son, Christ Yeshua, the Savior and all that. Then Mother will walk, the Holy Spirit and all that. Godhead, three witnesses in heaven. Godhead's actually in the Bible, not the Holy Trinity. Nowhere in the Bible. Holy Trinity is Babylonian. They're separate, obviously. 1, 2, 3, three witnesses in heaven. Then Christ is dark skin, with hair. Revelation 1:14-15 in the Bible. So they rely on Christ, led by everything else. They rely on his name. They rely on his looks. They put up a false image of Caesar Borgia, second son of Alexander the Sixth, the Pope of Rome. Right? Yes, Caesar Borgia was a poisoner, killer, murderer, freaking homosexual, and all this shit. They pull up that dude as a false image of Christ. And he's walking around with a Roman toga, doing the Baphomet, Satan hand signs, and all kinds of shit. Got the heart and stuff like that. When the Bible tells you man's heart is exceedingly wicked, all kinds of shit. All kinds of red flags and symbolism, and people can't even... The actual picture itself, or statue, is sin itself. Laws and commandments, 10 commandments, no graven images of nothing in heaven, in the earth, in the waters, under the earth, none of that shit. No objects. There's no object of worship, no statue or nothing attached to Christ. No pictures, no nothing. Disciples didn't have no pictures, no crosses, no none of that shit. So people gotta wake up. Follow laws. King James Version only, 80 books. Follow the real Christ Yeshua. That's dark skin while we're here. The real Israelites are dark skin, bro. Not African. From Shem. So wake up. And all these religions.
Why? Because you can.
And all these religion holidays, pagan and satanic. You're following Satan. If you're participating in religion holidays, you're following Satan. Following the government, you're following Satan. Alright? They lie about all that shit. NASA, science, education system, healthcare system, systematic genocide, and lies. That's all it is. So that's why the Bible tells you 90% will fall, 10% be a remnant. Broad's the way to destruction, and the nursery pathway to the kingdom. And few will find it. Broad means majority. If you're following the world, you're following Satan. The Bible tells you it's Satan's world, and Satan deceives the whole world. Don't be surprised. Satan comes as an angel of light and his ministers. And Christ said, don't be deceived, because many shall come in my name saying I am Christ. Who is that? Christians, Catholics, whoever. That's the only people coming in Christ's name is that damn religion, right? So, and they don't teach you the real Christ of the Bible, so they're the deceivers. Christ told you. Christ warned you, so nothing wrong with the Bible. It's just religion in our lives. So it's not hard. So, wake up.
Cannot suffer a witch to live. Eventually, a witch would cast spells, make potions, make...
One man, Antichrist, rapture, all that shit's lies. Antichrist is all these governments and religions and holidays. It's a belief. Then rapture, it's not going to happen. It's nowhere in the Bible.
certain drugs and decay and demoralize and destroy a society. That's how it worked. That's how it worked. Okay? Rocks. She would be stoned according to the Most High. Why? Because you cannot suffer a witch to live. Eventually, a witch would cast spells, make potions, make certain drugs, and decay and demoralize and destroy a society. Let's go to Deuteronomy 18 and 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 10.
Go ahead.
There shall not be found among you
There shall not be found among us
anyone
anyone
that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
to pass through the fire. That's a sacrifice to
Moloch, which is a Jewish people flag, 5.6 point star, child sacrifice. Then that's abortion too. So abortion and all that shit's murder and sacrifices to Satan. So wake up. Society is satanic and pagan.
Moloch. Read.
Or that useth divination,
Divination,
or an observer of times,
an observer of times,
or an enchanter,
or an enchanter,
or a witch.
or a witch. See, this is prominent in our society to the point where we don't know right from wrong, left from right. We as a people don't even understand what a witch is. They operate so prevalent in our society. Look at the woman who was paid all this money over the what's the guy with the wand, the little kid thing, the Harry Potter franchise. Look how much money this woman is being paid over the Harry Potter franchise. So there's witches, warlocks, and sorcerers. Now, society will make us all think that these are just independent entrepreneurs with their independent thought and that are capitalizing off of what they can bring to society personally without having us know that this is an agenda. Without telling us, letting us know that there's a purpose behind everything we see in the media. Everything we read in these books, there's a purpose. There's an ideology that they're moving us all towards.
Yep. Satanism.
Let me show you. So in order for us to understand what the New Age movement is,
Then according to the Bible, if we sinned, the Israelites actually got the laws. Only Israelites got laws, no other nation. We're at the bottom of all nations and we're cursed. We get hit with all the curses and we're instantly at the bottom of all nations. That's why they want to keep sin. That's why they want to keep society normalizing sin and paganism. Right? We'll always stay at the bottom. It halts Christ's return and all that shit. Right? So that's why they keep up this satanic society going, right?
because it's intertwined with the prosperity doctrine. Let's go back. I'm going to share my screen with you, lawyer. I want you to read this for me, please.
Fine.
All right. We're going to get into the word, but I just want to share these things with you to give you a visual first. I'm going to take you all the way back. All right. I'm sharing my screen with you, you brothers and sisters. And on the screen, you see a guy by the name of Phineas Parkhurst Quimby. Okay? Now, mind you, this guy is Jewish. Right? There was something before him. So this is research you can actually do yourself. We went back to the prosperity theology, the theology you see that became prominent in America through Billy Graham, through Kenneth Copeland, and who learned from Kenneth Copeland? Creative flow of dollars, Creflo Dollar. The whole prosperity movement came from Billy Graham, Kenneth Copeland. They're the fathers of this new doctrine that intertwines with that which we just showed you not too long ago. This is where they began to infiltrate the Christian churches. After demoralizing and taking down certain people, separating families in the black neighborhoods, they began to teach a doctrine that was needed. A doctrine that said, give me money. After you tear someone down and the families are separated and people are on welfare and you're struggling and you can't get a job, the only mainstay we had as a people was in our refuge was the Christian church. So what better place to pitch a new doctrine? A doctrine in which you understand according to society would cure your financial ills. They could get everyone in the church on Sundays now and give a promise. And it began the prosperity doctrine. I'm going to show you how this all intertwines. We're going to read this right out of Waukee, the prosperity theology. We're not going to read the whole thing, but I just want you to point out a few things you went into earlier, lawyer.
I'm sorry, I'm going to just read the definition at the top.
The definition, okay.
It says prosperity theology, sometimes referred to as the prosperity gospel, the health and wealth gospel, or the gospel of success, is a Christian religious doctrine that financial blessing is the will of God for Christians.
A financial blessing is the will of God for Christians. Go ahead.
And that faith, positive speech, and donations to Christian ministries will increase one's material wealth based on non-traditional interpretations of the Bible.
And I'm glad that was distinguished, because this is a new age understanding and philosophy that have nothing to do with the core principles of the Bible. Many people are going into atheist and all that because they see what churches are and believe that it's coming from the Bible. And it's not. It's coming from the pits of hell, Satan himself. Go ahead.
It says, based on non-traditional interpretations of the Bible, often with emphasis on the book of Malachi, the doctrine views the Bible as a contract between God and humans. If humans have faith in God, he will deliver his promises of security and prosperity. Confessing these promises to be true is perceived as an act of faith, which God will honor.
They're lying. Faith, the word faith is their cover.
Mm-hmm.
There is no faith in the prosperity movement. Go ahead, and we're going to prove that also.
Mm-hmm. The doctrinal emphasis emphasizes the importance of personal empowerment.
Here it comes, personal empowerment.
Proposing that it is God's will for his people to be happy. I'm going to jump down to the history.
I want you to check out this personal empowerment, though, because that's what they're teaching through the New Age movement. It's not about moving together as a nation, as a society, as a people under one God. It's about personally coming up financially. Personally having wealth and being an example to the earth of how you have been promoted to this higher plane. That was that's an ancient promise from the garden. We're going to go there again. The Garden of Eden. We're going to go there. Keep on going, lawyer.
I'm going to jump down to the history, the third paragraph.
Go ahead.
It says, it was during the healing revivals of the 1950s.
It was during the healing revivals of the 1950s, because in the 1950s were the times where they would have people come out for healing. Mm-hmm. And then you would pay the pastor. It was no preaching, no nothing going on. This guy, they would have the choir going and this guy touching people and they falling out. That started in the 1950s. No coincidence. No coincidence. At the same time that the government was ramping up their polio vaccines, that was getting the majority of the population sick.
I'm trying to get freaking striked.
Right. So now they're making people sick. You need a healing.
Yep. It's true, but I don't want to get striked.
Yeah. So that was the movement in the 50s. Read.
It says, it was during the healing revivals of the 1950s that prosperity theology first came to prominence in the United States. Although commentators have linked the origins of its theology to the New Thought movement.
To the what?
To the New Thought movement.
To the New Thought movement. New Age, New Thought. Mm-hmm. Read.
which began in the 1800s.
And that leads us to what? Let's go to that New Thought movement.
The New Thought movement is a spiritual movement which developed in the United States in the 19th century following the teachings of Phineas Quimby. The three major organizations within the New Thought movement today are Religious Science, Unity Church, and the Church of Divine Science, with an estimated number of 1.5 million adherents. In the United States between them,
Go ahead.
there are numerous smaller groups, most of which are incorporated in the International New Thought Alliance.
Now check out what it says here, though. Although New Thought is neither monolithic nor doctrinaire, in general, modern day adherents of New Thought believe that God, or infinite intelligence, is supreme, universal, and everlasting. That divinity dwells within each person. That all people are spiritual beings. That the highest spiritual principle is loving one another unconditionally and teaching the healing of one another. That our mental states are carried forward into manifestation and become our experience in daily living. Now, on the surface, brothers and sisters, that doesn't sound too bad, does it? But you have to realize or understand what God they're speaking of when it talks of infinite intelligence. It's speaking of the enlightened one, the God of this earth, Lucifer. Now I'm going to get into the meat of this, but let's get this one guy real quick. What's his name again? Go ahead.
The New Thought movement originated in the early 19th century and survives to the current day in the form of loosely allied group of religious denominators, authors, philosophers.
Hold up, there it is. Loosely allied group of religious denominations. Authors, philosophers,
and individuals who share a set of beliefs concerning metaphysics, positive thinking,
the
law of attraction.
Oh, you thought the law of attraction secret came from what? Rhonda Burns, didn't you? See that? And she's a Buddhist. The law of attraction, the secret. What else?
Healing, life force, creative visualization.
Go ahead.
And personal power.
And personal.
There go your
And
visualization.
personal power.
Vision boards and all that garbage.
So they done move the understanding of the gospel of Christ into an individual thought religion. A self-empowerment religion that's now being taught throughout the earth through the Church of Oprah Winfrey. She's just a proxy in this whole thing. Let's not focus on Oprah here, because she's just the bridge they use for black people to cross over. Okay? She's just the bridge. Because we knew that philosophy was Luciferian. But they use Oprah to bridge the gap between Satanism, between what the newfound Christianity and the New Age movement. Now, when I say this is an ancient philosophy, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go to the book of Genesis to show you what the New Age movement and the New Age churches teach, what they promise you, what the overall objective is of this religion, and what they promise you will receive. Let's go back to Genesis.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 1.
What did the serpent promise Eve? Adam. Read.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field,
which the Most High Power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Now, mind you, The serpent didn't come to Adam, brothers and sisters. Why? Because Adam was the head. The Most High told Adam what to do and what not to do. So he could not deceive Adam. But he was able to go to Eve on a technicality. Know that if he can deceive her through Adam's love for her, it could mean his fall. So usually the serpent can come in, brothers and sisters, when we're not together, when we're not operating together. This is not blaming the woman. This is just an example of two people being on one accord and not letting anything in between. That's the example, because while men are working, while they're absent, whatever the case is, the serpent comes in. The serpent begins to operate. And what does he promise? Listen to this clearly. And mind you, it's no coincidence that they used Oprah Winfrey, someone that women would respect and honor, powerful. And don't believe that she got all this money and power that they claiming on Forbes and all this. All right? These are just characters created for you to believe that you can one day become Oprah. They only need one Oprah. So all that promising you to be with Oprah.
Yeah, it ain't gonna happen, bro. He was given all that shit by Satan, so all they need is one. So all this stuff like celebrities, these top 1%, these rich people, 99.99% of them sold out to Satan, so they're pagans.
Is no. That was a price, her soul. But they only need one of her. Okay? And I'm putting that out there because this is the introduction of how they have our sisters look at the TV. And look at Oprah and say, well, she seems fine to me. Nothing is happening to her. And her life is prospering. It seems like she's only positive. But you don't see what happens when the cameras are off, when the lights turn down, when the makeup is off. You don't see that this woman's life is a living hell. Okay? Because she have made an agreement with a lesser God. That's what you don't see. They'll never show you that on TV. But let's get back to it. This promise.
Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, of the trees of the garden.
Go ahead.
But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it.
Go ahead.
Neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
So the serpent said, you're going to live. Now, was he lying? See, after she took of the fruit, she was still living. So was he lying? He understood what death is. He understood that it was speaking of more than just a physical death here. You're going to live. Yes, she lived. But what happens eventually? Keep on going.
Verse 5. For the Most High doeth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened.
Your eyes shall be opened. That means you can see things that you wouldn't normally see. It's what they call today, in this madness they're dealing with, which is satanic. Dealing with the doctrine of the pineal gland, opening up your third eye. See, this was a promise from the serpent in the beginning.
Spiritual awakening, looking ass. That's what they be saying.
Read.
Then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods.
You shall be as gods. And that's what they're teaching now in this New Age movement, that we all are a god. Even Oprah, everyone is saying it now. Yeah, I'm a god. You a god. That's what. Then they try to bring Christ in. Didn't Christ say that we are gods? But he says we shall die like men, because the gods it was speaking of, that Christ was speaking of, wasn't speaking of gods from on high. It was speaking of judges on the earth. But they try to use that ambiguous term of gods to say that we can be like angels, fallen angels. Because what did Lucifer understand? Read, it's going to show you.
For God doeth know in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened,
Your eyes shall be opened.
and ye shall be as gods,
You shall be as gods,
knowing good and evil.
knowing good and evil. So what did Satan offer? Information, science, understanding of
Technology.
certain things. Now, eventually, through the power of the Most High, at the end of this, we receive it all anyway. But it's receiving that promise to get an edge over other people. See, and that's what he was promising Eve. See? Now, when the Most High looked to set the record straight, he told the woman, because of your sin, that you will be subject to your husband now, and he shall rule over you. See? And your desire shall be unto your husband. So the feminist movement is the breaking of that order the Most High looked to put back in place. Because they went to the woman first. And I'm saying this because this is what I understand. That the houses are broken now. Our society is broken where the women, by default, must leave the households now. So they focused on the woman understanding the shift, that it will be the woman dictating the households and the mindsets of those that the children who would be raised in her household. So let me show you here. You will all be able to see it. So that's why they went the feminist way. Look, that's Rihanna, brothers and sisters. Look what's in her hand. It's the book The Magic by Rhonda Burns. I'm sorry you all can't see the images, but it's Rihanna with the book The Magic by the same woman that came up with The Secret. See that? I want you to check this out. Because a lot of you don't have no time to really put all this together and see that they're playing us. They're playing you in these Christian churches. They're playing you. The whole earth is being initiated into worshiping the fallen one. This is no new age movement, brothers and sisters. This is an ancient movement that's now come to light. The world is ready to accept it now. Mm-hmm. Let's get in Corinthians where it says
Albert
that
Pike.
he appears as an angel of light in Corinthians 11.
Albert Pike.
No marvel. 14. Yeah, 14. Yeah. Second Corinthians. Yeah. You have it?
Mm-hmm. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14.
Yes.
And I'll start at 13. For such are false apostles.
When it says such a false apostles, it's speaking of people like Kenneth Copeland. It's speaking of people like T.D. Jakes. It's speaking of people like Creator Flow of Dollars. Because what these people do, apostles set up churches. And I'm going to show you how diabolical these churches are. How can you have a mega church when we realize that coming up, churches used to be communal? Okay? They used to be communal, which means you go to a church in your area. So what they were able to do with this New Age movement, this satanic movement, was to move all the churches out of the community that cared about the community into a mega church, taken away from the community and the love one would have with the few people that the pastor would usher or shepherd. So they moved everyone. You can't get a mega church unless you take from all the other churches. So now the small churches get no love. And the mega churches are now being programmed. I'm looking at Joel Osteen, Satan's son. How his whole thing is, I can't judge nothing. I can't judge. Who's the judge? Christ was by love. I can sit here with Buddhists. I can sit here with Muslims in my congregation. I can sit here. Listen, even though I don't deal with it, there's homosexuals who have done a lot of positive things in this earth. Can we separate the way they are from what they have actually brought forth in society, even though I don't agree with it? But why can't we just love each other? The question is, what the hell religion is that? Okay, but it sounds good. It sounds respectful. It's sorcery. It's psychology.
Yep.
The Bible says we are not supposed to suffer a witch to live. And see, a lot of you don't understand this. In the Dark Ages, when it was talking about burning witches at the stake.
Yep, exactly.
That was our people.
I said that earlier.
When we got
King James during the Dark Ages, ruled on 3 thrones. They lied on King James, talking about he gay and white and all this shit. He had 9 children. It's just Romans came in there, destroyed them, colonized them, and killed his whole damn family. So, and they whitewashed everything and lied on the history. But yeah, we were on 3 thrones in Rome, 3 thrones in the UK, Great Britain, and other 2 places. I kind of forgot. Netherlands. I don't know, something like that. During the Dark Ages, that's why they call it the Dark Ages, because that's when the Rome fell. The damn Spartans, when we went into captivity, or we ran that when they destroyed Jerusalem in 70 AD, they took some of the Hebrews, the black people, right? Put them in the Spartans and all that. I mean, the arenas. We became generals in their armies and all that, and we took them down, right? Savinius, Materius, Niger, or whatever his name was, took them down, and that's when they went to hiding. Khazarians, what is that, like Asia, Russia, or something? They went into Khazarians, serpent people and shit, and they came back, and that's the Renaissance period and all that garbage. They came back as Judaism, Jewish people, and all that stuff. So people gotta wake up. So we was doing all that crap because it's the Bible says so. I mean, why would a bunch of Gentiles kill witches on stakes when they're doing the sorcery? They're the Gentiles. Like, all these laws, or to not be like the heathen, not be like the Gentiles. Like, all these other nations, most of them were doing all this shit, like sacrificing children and doing witchcraft and all that type of stuff. Homosexuality and shit. That's what they were doing, not us. So, they show these movies with freaking, these shows and movies. You got these, like, Romans, Pope looking ass motherfuckers burning witches and shit. It's like, dude, they're the ones doing witchcraft. So, they lie on that. So, everything's a lie, man. Better wake up.
in charge in Europe, we were killing witches.
And that's another thing. That reminds me of fucking Castlevania. Because that was witchcraft. All that science shit, witchcraft. Alright? Drugs and all that, witchcraft. Bible tells you. The word witchcraft, New Testament, pharmaceuticals, poison, all that shit. So, wake up.
Okay? Because they are the threat to society. Now, are we to do that now? Of course not.
Nope. Not
Of
now.
course we can't go out and physically impose our will on someone who's practicing that satanic religion. Let the Most High be the judge. But I understand why we were doing that in the Dark Ages. When Israelites got in charge, we began to bring back the law that was written so that we can cleanse our society. We couldn't have...
It's in the history that Rome was trying to infiltrate our kingdom, King James, the Israelite, the Hebrews, through these women. Kind of like how they did Solomon, right? All these strange women drove him into worshiping. He was smart as can be. They drove him into worshiping freaking Satan and shit, right? Sacrificing children and all that. Even Solomon. So, all these little witches, these women, they would come in there and try to seduce men, and same thing with Solomon, and they'll kill him, they'll burn him. So, because they'll try to infiltrate us and destroy us from the inside and all that shit by sending like the little innocent women and all that. That's why the Bible tells you you can't deal with the other nations with wives and all that shit. They'll drive you away from the Most High, because where they come from, they're worshiping Satan. All right, so can't be with them. So it's normal for them to do all that satanic pagan shit because that's where they come from. So they'll try to infiltrate us, and we was burning their ass on the stakes.
Have our little daughters growing up thinking it was okay to be witches and sorcerers. We couldn't have our young men growing up thinking it was okay to cast spells on people and make potions that kill people. Like your doctors and your pharmacists today. So if you
I don't want to get freaking striked, but yeah.
doing something,
Witchcraft in the Bible, New Testament, pharmaceuticals, poison. So yeah, you know what that means.
with your potions and all that, and your magic and your psychology, the Most High had a law in which we would burn witches at the stake. We would kill them. That was us during the Dark Ages. It was us ruling Europe. We weren't having it. But what I'm showing you here, read that again.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 13. For such
They'll have you think Rome was doing this. Rome was the witches and warlocks, bro. Rome wasn't doing this shit. It was Israel. It was Hebrews. It was black people. All right, that was doing all that stuff in the Dark Ages.
are false apostles,
Read, false apostles.
deceitful workers,
They're deceitful workers, and here's their deceit.
transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ.
They have made everyone believe that they were down with Christ. That was the deception. And then the Christians say, okay, well, I can relate, because you're not reading the Bible. So you don't know how to weigh what you're seeing here, because they coming off smiling, and it seems like good people. They're serving food downstairs, they got a food drive, everything seems above water. Read.
Deceitful workers transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ.
Go ahead.
14. And no marvel,
And no marvel,
for Satan himself
Satan himself,
is transformed into an angel of light.
he have transformed himself into Christ, brothers and sisters. He's the angel of light. He's the enlightened one. He's the one that everyone should go to for spirituality, for faith, to understand what love is, for self-empowerment.
Yep.
Read.
Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be.
Yep. Go to Satan for some do what thou wilt. That's his little motto, right? Well, know what that is. That in Christianity, that's free grace. So what's that telling you? So people gotta wake up, bro. Yeah, that all these religions, Christianity, Catholic, all that shit. Read the Bible, King James Version, 80 books yourself, outside of religious influence.
Transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
So the ministers of Satan will also be looked at today as the ministers of righteousness. All society now are going to Satanists to get to the Most High God. They're going to Satanists.
It ain't gonna work.
Now there's more.
It ain't gonna work.
Finish reading what you have there.
Therefore, it is no great thing if its ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works.
Whose end shall be according to their works. Now, when I say it started way back at the beginning, where Satan offered power, self-empowerment to be like God, like it's being taught in these New Age churches now. It started way back when. But then during the 1500s, you have what? Ignatius Loyola, a dark knight of the Catholic Church. Here he is. We taught about him last week in the academy. Him and Francisco Rivera coming up with a new Left Behind doctrine that's false concerning Christ's doctrine. These are Satanists. So in the 1500s, the Christians look to take over.
You know what's funny? Something like the virgin birth, atheist, left behind doctrine, like all these things that are anti-Christ, anti-Bible, they're new philosophies through the Roman Catholics, through the Jewish people. That's like modern, like 100 to 400 years ago. Like virgin birth and stuff like that. Everything before 400 years ago, everybody knew there was a God. There was no atheist. Everybody knew Christ had a Father, etc. Right? This is all modern. That's how they programmed us in society, propagandized us, because they run these educational systems. So they can push down our throat these fucking satanic beliefs and shit, right? So
Take down a black man named King James and bring forth a new age philosophy in which they would water down the Bible. When I say water it down, don't teach the true intent of the Bible and teach a new pagan philosophy that will lead people at the very end to reject the Bible altogether when they realize the
Albert
doctrine
Pike.
is a lie.
Albert Pike.
It was all a plan. Him and Rivera. Under what? Here he is, Satan's son, under the papacy. Now, see, brothers and sisters, it's a slippery slope here because at one time, we knew not to follow any book outside the Bible. So later on, once they got their grip, their hand in our book, they realized that there's certain things in our Bible, the King James Version Bible, that would expose them. So in the 1700s, they came up with
That's when we fell.
the new King James Bible. They had the Jehovah's Witness come out with the new international version or whatever they're dealing with. They started watering down the truth concerning the Bible and giving us a new Bible. And there's no coincidence that in all black churches that I've seen, you cannot find a King James Version Bible. The NIV was published by the same publishers that published the Luciferian Bible. So they needed to take the Bible out of the churches before the children of Israel, which are our people, begin to wake up. This is how they led everyone down into a new age. Now they gave you a book that says the Bible, and it's not the Bible.
Yeah.
Right? Then the 80s, they came up with new. In the 80s, they came up with a new doctrine. The Left Behind doctrine that really came from these Satanists here.
Yep, it's
The Left Behind doctrine came through Jesuits. That Left Behind movie y'all see with Nicolas Cage now, that's not a religious, chronological a depiction on the coming of Christ. It's a lie to have you receive the mark of the beast based on their chronology.
Yep, it's a philosophy. It's not the
They
Bible.
came up, these sorcerers, these Satanists, and then they have your new Satanists. And mind you, you would never guess who bought these guys' books. The Left Behind books. These guys became millionaires. These are Jesuits, Satanists. Look at them.
It's because the Bible tells you we're like sheep. Christ said, feed my sheep, go to my sheep. The lost sheep is the house of Israel. And we trust in their oppression and stay their own, and we're roughing that. We don't listen, right? We want things the easy way. Like, if something sounds good, we believe it. Truth is hard. It's not some prosperity. Truth isn't always prosperity. So, something like the rapture, okay, we don't have to worry about nothing. Nothing matters. When something happens that's life or death, I'm going to just get raptured. I don't have to do nothing. Just believe in Christ. Which is, they don't even give you the real Christ. That's it. That's perfect for us because we're lazy or whatever, right? Or we're sinners, so we're cursed and all that. So they'll make it sound convenient, and we just believe it. You got people that went to college and authority, and we think automatically they're right because they went to college or something, or a school that we didn't go to. So automatically they're right, supposedly. So we're just sheep, all right? That shit is not in the Bible. Then it sounds good. It sounds convenient. It sounds good. And people want to believe it, even though it's literally not the Bible. Right? That's the problem. We have to follow the Bible. We can't be following some feel-good, made-up philosophies, right, that they try to attach to the Bible. You know what's funny? The Most High said in the Bible, whoever adds or takes away from the word, you're written out of the book of life. So these people adding one man, antichrist, rapture, and all this, false image of Christ, false names of Christ, virgin birth, they're condemned. Condemned. Because they're lying on Christ, they're lying on the Bible.
They're Satanists.
Then they're snatching souls because people see the contradictions and the impurities, and they're like, I'm going to destroy they think Christianity is the Bible. The Christianity is not the Bible.
And got paid to continue a left behind lie. Now, why are we showing you this? I want you to see all this. Because the church, let me tell you, the Christian church is not the Christian church. And I come to find out that the Christian churches in America and in the Western world were never churches of the Most High.
Exactly.
We began to make our own spirituality in America during the time of slavery. Okay? That's what makes our worship so different than every other church you see. Because we brought our worships and the way we were congregating and all that from Africa. When we understood we were Hebrews. It wasn't until later that they seen us coming together, and they initiated under what you call Uncle Tom, a pastor, to move us into this New Age movement and new philosophy. That's where you get Uncle Tom from. He was an actual pastor who was utilized to initiate us into this. We weren't a part of this before. So I'm trying to give you a little history, brothers and sisters, because the majority of your churches are not really churches of the Most High.
Exactly. Wake up. Wake up.
And it was one time we didn't get some understanding from a book and use a book outside the Bible to understand the Bible. Let's get Ecclesiastes 12 and 12 real quick, and Isaiah 34 and 16. And I'm putting this out there, brothers and sisters, because I know some people, they're not going to let these books go. Why? Brother, believe it or not, brothers and sisters, these books out there, these satanic books I'm mentioning, The Secret, with the law of attraction, the magic,
manifestation,
the
vision
power,
boards, and all that garbage.
Brothers and sisters, these books
Repeating
work.
numbers. Yeah, they do.
You have some people who had nothing and followed the steps of these books, and it changed their life financially.
You know what's funny about this? And plus, I used to be deceived by this shit too. It's all actually Kabbalah. It's all Babylonian, by the way. It's from the Kabbalah. A lot of this shit. Repeating numbers, pineal gland, third eye, manifestation, fucking affirmation, goddamn frequencies, what else? Repeating numbers, spiritual guides, what else? Meditation, astral projection, where the fuck it is? Vision board, scripting, tarot cards. That's all Babylonian satanic witchcraft from Babylon. And those spirit guides are demons trying to find a body. So when you meditate and try to connect with your spirit guides, a demon's looking for a wedding. A demon's looking for a new body. He's gonna cause havoc. All these crazy cases, these police cases of people, doing some crazy shit in their house to people, their family, whatever. Demon possession, bro. They were dealing with something they shouldn't be dealing with. They got possessed. Drugs, weed, whatever. It's New Age. Buddhists or some shit, and they went crazy. Right? Drunk, too drunk. So people gotta wake up, bro. And it does work. Obviously, Satan's world, America's the habitation of devils. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you will get blessed by demons. So, but it comes with a price. Your soul and your body and all that other shit too. Them demons gonna possess your ass, so.
Okay, so some people we're not gonna.
It's funny too. I remember on the news this Rockstar band. This guy was talking about how he became a damn warlock and stuff. How he discovered New Age and how he would like fucking I forgot what this man said. Like take a piece of somebody's hair, put it in a bottle for a picture, and outside in the woods and shit, and she would like him all of a sudden. That's witchcraft, bro. So, and he thought, everybody thinks it's bullshit until it starts working, and that's when they got you. They hooked you. Now you're a warlock going straight to hell, possessed by demons. So that's where you got all these influencers from on YouTube or wherever. They just possess out of their minds with tarot cards and all this other shit. So, because once it starts working, you start getting material things of this world, it's almost GG's for your ass. Because
be able to convince them about the true origin of what they are believing in and are participating in. We understand that. Because those things work. Magic is real. Sorcery is real. But be careful. Because if we've learned anything in this earth, brothers and sisters, there's nothing we receive. There's nothing that you can receive in this world without a price. That's the part of the prosperity gospel they're not telling you. Yes, you're going to receive something. But what you giving up? Okay? That's the piece they're not telling you. Let's read what we should be reading. The core content. Read that.
Ecclesiastes.
All you gotta do is look up testimonies on YouTube. New Age testimonies, third eye opened up testimonies. People seeing demons and all kinds. They drop that shit. I'm telling you. So that shit gets demonic, bro. Fucking New Age or whatever. All these. So.
Chapter 12, verse 12. And further by these, my son. Be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end.
The Bible says be admonished, which means be corrected the making of many books. Because there is no end. Anyone can come up with a thought and write a book. I know some people that are using these books to shape their life and their direction, as if these books are.
And that's a programming through schools. When you're in freaking school, the satanic schools indoctrinating your ass. Any school, doesn't matter what it is, college, public, they'll have you read all these books but the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and all this other garbage. Shakespeare and all this. Shakespeare was actually an Israelite, a black person, by the way. But yeah, they'll have you read all these books but the Bible, by the way. So, and mind you, they took away the Bible and the Ten Commandments out of the schools like 50 years ago. They took that away, so they're anti-Bible, anti-Christ. The people who run the educational system, Jewish people, Romans, right, run the whole world under Satan. So,
the Bible.
They're the elites, they're the Freemasons, they're the whatever, Romans, Pope, Vatican, whatever, Club of Rome.
And once they read this book, because it helped them, it moves them to go purchase the next book. And that's why this woman right here becomes what? This Satanist right here. Where is she? This witch. That's why women like this becomes author of the month. Rhonda Byrne. The Secret. You get that book, you get the next level of Satanism. The power. And then you get the next level. You want to be able to will that power? Let me give you the magic. We're looking at Lucifer's daughter here. Look at her. She's a child of the devil. Okay, let me put this out. Let me just put that out there. Right? Be admonished of making of many books there is no end. Read.
And much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Read on.
13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Go ahead.
Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Now, if you fear the Most High and keep his commandments, he's going to fulfill his promise until he comes.
Keep his commandments.
His promise
The commandments.
is through food, shelter, and raiment,
The Bible
be
tells you.
there with content. Okay, that means if you got a roof over your head, you had a meal today, okay, with food, shelter, and you got some clothes on your back, you already blessed. You're already blessed. Maybe you're not blessed enough compared to what you see on TV, that dream, that aspiration. But the reality is, brothers and sisters, a lot of us are already blessed. We're already blessed. We don't need this other stuff. We don't need these dreams. You follow the commandments of the Most High, and you keep his commandments, and he'll put the things on the road you need based on your mission. If you have to get to more people and do more things, then he's going to put enough for you to do that. Okay? So this thing of prosperity is satanic, how they have you following this caveat of this power that you are to receive if you follow these other books. Let's read Isaiah 34:16 real quick.
Isaiah 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
First,
YouTube is loading. I know something. 54.
all right.
54.
That dream, and he'll put the things on the road you need based on your mission. If you have to get to more people and do more things, then he's going to put enough for you to do that. Okay? So this thing of prosperity is satanic, how they have you following this caveat of this power that you are to receive if you follow these other books. Let's read Isaiah 34:16 real quick.
Isaiah 34, verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read.
First, that must be our foundation first. Now, if we seek out of the book of the Lord and read, and he says, he suffered not a witch to live, I'm not going to buy a witch's book. I'm not going to buy a sorcerer's book. What can I learn from them? All the key things they're talking about, you can find in the Bible. Another thing they did, I don't know, I didn't put the Martin Luther King thing in here, did I? Yeah. Have a picture of it. Yeah, here it is. Here. One moment. This witch also quoted Martin Luther King. You see how they use everything to try to bridge the gap so that we can follow their mess? She quotes Martin Luther King. Whether affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I thought to be until you are what you ought to be. That is the what? That is the what?
It says, whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. This is the interrelated structure of reality. Martin Luther King Jr.
Now, she quotes Martin Luther King in one of her books. But the key thing is, she says, you don't have to be a Buddhist to be a Buddha. Now, check it out. You see how they bridging the gap between a respected Christian pastor who's revered in the United States and Buddhists? They're telling you that it's all really the same religion. The New Age movement is really bringing the true intent for the Christian's future. Because it's all ancient Babylonian, it's all ancient Satanist religion.
Yep.
Christ says, many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. So Christianity is now accepting the Buddhist thought because it was all together under paganism before there was any such man named as Christ. See? I hope we're getting somewhere here. Be it modest to make it of many books, there is no end. So you're going to have philosophers. They're going to use Martin Luther King. They're going to make you believe that you can relate to them in some way, shape, or fashion. And I don't understand how sisters are buying this. Okay. And I want to just aim towards the sisters because I don't know no brothers going inside a bookstore saying, I need a purpose-driven life. Well, I need the secret. Okay, that's why I'm pointing out sisters. I'm like, when I seen that book and I seen sisters reading it, I'm like, you know what? We are in trouble. Hey, they reading some more mess to get us to come at us. And that's what they be doing. They reading this stuff, and now stuff is moving around in the house and things are changing. I'm like, yo, put down this book. The only thing that's changed is these books she's buying. They're asking you questions she never asked you before. And you like, listen, we're going to read this Bible. Let's read this Bible because burn that book.
Yep. If you're going to read something, read the Bible, bro. All these books, the Bible tells you it's Satan's world, bro. Satan deceived the whole world. So if you're in a book, it got to be that Bible. You know what I'm saying?
You got a witch living in your house in that book, guiding you, because it's not just speaking of her. The book say things like, you have to reassess everything. You have to reassess what's in your life, because sometimes everything is fine and women have moods, men have moods, and you're going through one of your moods, and now you read the book and you're going through one of your moods and like, you know what, I need to reassess something. Few things around here. That's how it goes. Now this witch is in your house, not your wife, but this witch here. Let me pull up here. This witch right here. Now she's in your house. If you're not happy every day, then something must be wrong.
Purpose-driven life, the power, the secret, magic. I don't know what. I forgot her book's name, but I know one was The Secret. So it's all witchcraft, the New Age, spirituality, repeating numbers, meditation, vision cards, scripting, tarot cards, astral projection. What is it? What's the other ones? Zodiac signs and shit like that. Spiritual gods, whatever the fuck it is. It's all satanic, Babylonian witchcraft. Sin, taught by fallen angels in the beginning. So. Satanic. You're dealing with demons. If you want healing, go to Christ. Right? You ain't doing nothing, it's all the demons. You conjure demons to do all that shit. You know? That's the reality of it.
And I'm looking at her, I'm like, listen, she need to just deal with what she's dealing with. She got issues here. would she give advice? But that's how it works, brothers and sisters. They take advantage of our vulnerabilities, our shortcomings, and our financial position. You know, they come in at a key point in our life when things are not really doing too well. And they help us. See? But you don't want that help.
I have a few references.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
We just read the purpose-driven life out of the Bible, Ecclesiastes 12:12-13.
Yes.
Fear the Most High, keep His commandments.
That's the purpose-driven life.
Right. Let's see what the Bible says about the secret.
Yeah, here go the secret.
Here's a secret from the Most High.
Let's get some secrets here.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God.
Who they belong to? Get that chapter and verse again.
This is Deuteronomy 29:29.
No, let's get the secret.
The secret things belong unto the Lord our God.
Go ahead.
But those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law.
Exactly. So we have enough to understand than to try to find some secret. See, the secret is the word works in itself because it entails information you don't have yet.
So what? It's like secret technology and all this, secret civilizations, ancient aliens. That's all satanic, bro. Aliens are fallen angels and all that secret technology. Satan's technology, right? So all this technology we got right now is all from Satan. So look at how it was perfect in the beginning with Adam and Eve and all that. Look at how they were living. You know what I'm saying? So people gotta wake up. You know what I'm saying? Gotta wake up. And a lot of this technology they get, people call them alien, but they're fallen angels. And they sacrifice children, people, and all that to get that knowledge, bro. They do drugs. Drugs, you get out of your mind. You communicate with those demons. That's what they be doing, bro. Einstein, Nikola Tesla, they got satanic pentagrams, which is the Jewish people's flag, by the way. 5-point, 6-point star. Rituals, they do cocaine and drugs so they can communicate with these damn things. All kinds of crazy shit. So people gotta wake up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what this person know, I don't know. So that title in itself makes one curious. Like, who don't want to know the secret? You know, I'm just making an example how somebody say something to you and they stop it halfway. Well, I can't say nothing to you. It's like, yo, why you say it then? Mm-hmm. No, you promise you ain't gonna tell nobody. That's how it goes. Because everybody want to know. Okay, this guy knows some stuff. Mm. So that's how they get you the secret, making you think you need to unlock something. The secrets belong to the Most High. He revealed what He wants to reveal, so that you can keep His commandments and do what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Everything is not for everybody, which means one book is not the answer for everyone. There's some things, brothers and sisters, that we just shouldn't know. That's the...
Yep. Tree of good and evil planted by Satan, right? They had some good in there, but they had a lot of evil. The good is still good, right? Look at creation. Good this, good that, right? So the tree of good and evil planted by Satan, yes, he had some extra good shit in there, but it also had evil, though. So certain things we just shouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Fallen angels came down, taught us all that forbidden knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Our government communicates with these fallen angels and demons to get forbidden knowledge. So, we gotta wake up. Cain, not Cain, off the freaking ark, one of Ham's sons, Canaan, right? He came across the fucking writings from pre-flood, the same shit that the Most High just destroyed. He came across writings and shit, forbidden knowledge, and now he's possessed out of his mind. So it's all, hey, certain things we just shouldn't know, bro. Certain things we just shouldn't know.
belong to the Most.
And that's like, I'm not talking about the Bible or nothing. I'm talking about like shit outside the Bible, you know what I'm saying?
High.
Just be in that Bible, bro. That's all you need. King James Version Bible, 80 books. That's the full Bible. And that's the original translation, King James Version. Everything else, nothing.
He revealed what, like, who don't want to know the secret? So that title in itself makes one curious. Like, who don't want to know the secret? You know, I'm just making an example how somebody say something to you and they stop it halfway. Well, I can't say nothing to you. Like, yo, why you say it then? No, you promise you ain't gonna tell nobody. That's how it goes. Because everybody want to know. Okay, this guy knows some stuff. So that's how they get you the secret, making you think you need to unlock something. The secrets belong to the Most High. He revealed what He wants to reveal, so that you can keep His commandments and do what you need to do. Everything is not for everybody, which means one book is not the answer for everyone. There's some things, brothers and sisters, that we just shouldn't know. That's the truth. There's certain things that should stay secret.
Yeah.
Okay? Then they show this woman's life on Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. They give her books of the month and all these things, and everyone is looking at, she's premiered on Oprah 5-6 times. And you wonder, well, how did this work for her? You know how she's able to do all these things and look so rich and be so rich? She done took your money with the book The Secret. And they sitting there, she's reaching her thought pattern. Oh my goodness. No. She got your money. And you never tie those things in. These sorcerers are serious. They are serious. And I want to put it out there. Because every now, I notice because the Most High give us the inspiration to be pastors, teachers, and preachers. But it's a shame because everyone that's aspiring to actually serve the Most High now must follow this new age way of doing it, or you're not accepted. Everyone is reading these books to try to become the next Kenneth Copeland or Creative Flow of Dollars or T.D. Jakes. You don't even want to serve the Most High how the disciples were serving and how Christ was doing it. You want to become these new age power speakers. And that's not the way.
Philosophers. One
other thing, let's get into this money real quick. I want to get into this money before we answer a few questions. And guess what? If Rihanna got the secret, if she got the magic, what sister don't want to have the magic? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a shame because
all those damn celebrities too. They sold out somewhere. They're not all equally, they all sold out in some way. Some are worse than others. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, LeBron's pretty bad. I seen him with a Roman Catholic wearing dresses and all that crazy shit. John Cena's pretty bad. The Rock's pretty bad. Kristen Bale. All these people have said some shit like, thank you, Satan, and all this shit before. Wearing dresses and all that. Tom Holland, Kevin Hart. Like, all these people, Will Smith and all that, they're all satanic. They sold out, bro. They sold out. Instead of following the Most High in Christ and dealing with what they want him to do, they went to Satan's route and just got rich and famous from dealing with Satan. So that's the reality of it, bro. People think, I gotta work hard. It's just like the Seven. Watch The Boys. Watch The Boys. There's a lot of satanic symbolism, or satanic sin and pig. They have to promote their little sin, right? But there's a lot of truth in there. You got these celebrities that you look up to. You grow up to be that one day. You get in there, it's hell, bro. They're framing you, blackmailing you, abusing you, and all this shit. You got compromise. All kinds of shit, so. All kinds of shit. Staged, pre-planned, scripted. You know. So. But there's a lot of fucking... that's what they do nowadays in these movies and shows that are popular. They'll give you some truth, but they'll give you a lot of lies, a lot of sin, and a lot of agendas, like homo agendas, witchcraft. They'll throw in Buddha in there or some shit. They'll throw in the cross in there with Caesar Borgia as the false image of Christ. And Satan is the eye of confusion. Like, I've been watching some movies and, like, they'll sit back, okay, evolution, Big Bang. Then they'll say Caesar Borgia with the cross in Bible, then Buddha, then go back to evolution. See, that's confusing. That's Satan. They get you confused, so you'll just be an atheist. You'll just... People don't even have time to even do research, so you'll just be atheist. That's it. So, God, confusion, Satan, so... Because society is enslaved.
This sister was once a beautiful sister. She had some innocence with her. And now, what is she promoted as? A witch, a harlot. She got the secret, though. She got the magic. You had Kenneth Copeland, who came out with the prosperity movement. That if you're poor, you're not blessed. Satan is in your life if you're poor. Well, Kenneth Copeland, I got a problem with that, you know, especially if we were dragged over into like a land and had to serve for nothing. That's pretty poor. And then been put in ghettos, and you understand, and I don't understand how everyone else can get things, even though I understand the Most High put us in this position so that we can call on Him. So don't think that I'm crying about our condition here. But you have the majority of society that's predisposed based on classifications to be poor. You can't say God is not with millions of people because they're poor. That's just stupid. But they got some poor people to look for an advantage and want to follow this Satanist here with his private jets and his big houses and all this mess. Tax-free money. Right?
You know people are in the Bible when they believe stuff like that because you got Lazarus and the damn rich man, right? Who went to hell? Who went to heaven? Or reality is freaking Abraham's bosom. There is like Abraham's bosom, you know what I'm saying?
So you know he had to have him a black apprentice. There you go.
One side is calm, another side is hellish. So then the judgment's like after that. You await judgment in the middle of the earth.
This guy changed his name to create a flow of dollars. That's what Creflo is. That's not his name. And his wife's name is not Taffy either. This guy named himself Create a Flow of Dollars. Here we go now. And you wonder why so many people in this earth are now turning into atheist teachers. And they don't believe in the Bible because they look at those who represent it.
Exactly.
Who they think represents it.
Exactly.
So this is also going out to those who look at people like this and put down the Bible because of this new movement. The Bible is true. The Bible exposes these criminals for what they are. The Bible is true. The problem is man.
Exactly.
Yes. How do we deal with the story of Lazarus? He don't deal with the story of Lazarus.
He don't read
the
it.
rich man.
He
don't deal with the rich man and the rich man in hell.
They don't read it. See, people don't get it. They don't read that. They'll only read the parts of the Bible that they can use to glorify themselves. They don't read the whole Bible. That's exactly why Christianity, they have you read half the Bible and all this other shit, right? It's to keep information from you, right? Then people, they're program controlled sheep, they won't even go home and read it themselves. They'll just go to church and just have the pastor do everything. Crazy. Insane. Bible, God says, search your own soul salvation through fear and trembling, and to study yourself to show thyself approved. Study yourself to show thyself approved. You know what I'm saying? We can't just rely on pastors and shit. They're paid and compromised to read only certain verses. They ain't gonna read you the whole Bible. They're just lying, so you gotta wake up.
He don't deal with that. No. He just deal with whatever talks about giving him money. So, let's see what Christ have to say. Let's go to Matthew 6 and 24 and 1 Timothy 6 and 10. And also I looked at the core beliefs of these Satanists as far as these Buddhists. And everything, let me tell you, it's everywhere, brothers and sisters. I'm looking not only just in the church. I mean, what's wrong with a regular exercise class? Everywhere you pop up, it's yoga now. And that's the new thing among sisters too now. Oh, I'm just coming from yoga. Why don't you can run around a corner and exercise yourself. Why are you doing yoga? Okay, I'm telling you, they pushing this Satanist New Age movement. I was exercising before any such thing as yoga. They're like, see, yoga embodies it all. Mind, spirit. I'm like, no. You sit there, you're channeling, and a demon, you sitting there with your legs folded, waiting for a demon to just come right up in you.
Yep.
That's what's going on here.
Yep.
So it's not just in religion, it's in every part of our being in this earth. They're leading us into the New Age movement. It's everywhere. Let's deal with this money thing real quick. Let's go to Matthew 6 and 24.
Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters.
No man can serve two masters.
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
So there's no middle ground. And this is speaking to everyone out there. There's no middle ground. If you're serving the Most High, the God of all gods, the Creator, or you're serving Satan. There's no in between. There's no, just like Oprah said in one of her broadcasts. There's many ways. You can't say your path is the path. Many ways. What are you talking about? We were listening to you, Oprah, because we thought you believed in Christ.
That's funny. She got exposed a little bit. But yeah, bro, you know how people are. They want to go with the flow. Oh, God is going to do this for me. God's going to come to me. When he comes to me, God's going to do this. I don't know what they be saying, bro. The only truth is the Bible. They be saying some shit. You can't push this. I find God my own way. I'm going to do my own. No, the Bible. If you're denying the Bible and you're talking about I'm going to find my own way, you're basically saying I'm going to go with Satan. I'm gonna go, like, bro, people gotta wake up. People don't understand, bro. Thou shalt not lie, kill, steal, lie, homosexuality, trans, smoke like sacrifice, kill your children, you know, all this. You have to respect your neighbor, respect people, your parents, no steal, killing, lying. All these other religions, they break all that shit. They don't, no pedophilia and stuff like that. These other religions, they break all that. They do all that shit. So people who don't follow the Bible, they're satanic, bro. They're possessed by something. They're deceived. They're deceived. Because the Bible got the truth, bro. It got everything. The morals. It's truth, too. Not just morals. Like, people gotta wake up.
What you mean many ways? You just can't, that can't possibly be the only way. Remember she said, that can't possibly be the only way. What? These people are Satanists.
Yep.
And it's deep because anyone with a true word and understanding of doctrine and the Bible would never get a platform to teach Not we could even teach on a public access channel, let alone get the forum to do what Oprah's doing.
Yep.
We just spoke.
If you got the truth, you'll never get a platform to speak truth. They'll strike you down, guideline strike you, terminate you. It won't happen, bro. You could be a Christian or a Catholic and get a platform, though. You could be a Satanist or whatever, any religion. But if you got the truth, this was of Satan, Jewish people are synagogue of Satan, or in Romans, black people off the slave ships are the real Israelites, Mexicans, Native Americans, and all that shit. Not Africans. We're not African American, or we're not black or African or nothing. You ain't white, you're Romans. The Bible is only true, only the King James Version, 80 books. King James wasn't white, gay, or nothing. You sat on 3 thrones in Rome during the Dark Ages. You know what I'm saying? He was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. And he had 9 kids and a wife and shit. Prince Charles, the real Prince Charles. Right? All these inventions in America was built for free by blacks. All these inventions like electricity and all that, we've been had it, we've been made it. You know what I'm saying? There's an agenda, a systematic genocide on God's people in the world. You won't get a platform to speak truth. It ain't gonna happen, bro. Healthcare system is removing people from this world and shit. Education system, all lies. You know, you gotta follow the laws and commandments. You can't do without will.
Some truth for about a few hours in Manchester, and they almost shut the whole radio station down. They just shut the whole program down. So there's really no outlet for the truth here. I mean, the Jewish guy admitted everything. The guy, and you know what? You know I got something on that before we leave. Because that's not finished. Before we done, I got something on that. Before we release the video. But that lets you know that Satan controlled this world. If you're bringing out the truth anywhere, it's immediately censored and stomped out. But I can hear these witches and warlocks teach all day long. All day long, I can hear these witches and warlocks and sorcerers teach all day long, and no one say anything.
My freaking dude, TikTok just got banned for the 2nd time. I got all kinds of strikes on my YouTube already. Satan's world, bro. Satan's world. You know, 90% will fall because they follow Satan. That's 90%. So Christ said, if the world hates you, know they hate me first. So Christ did not come back for no freaking world, because the world is literally Satan. Alright? He came for his people. Saying if the Gentiles, other than the black people, wants to be saved, they have to follow the black people, bro. Not the synagogue of Satan. The Romans, the government, only government, I'm not talking about every person, the government, or the Romans. The white people are Romans.
I can just hear them. I'm pointing them out to you. I'm looking. They're popping up everywhere. Look at them. See? I can see these guys every place. Every place. See? The reality is, brothers and sisters, there's only one God. There's only one way. And Oprah says, it can't be. It can't be just one way. It just can't be. Why? Because she knows that if there's one way, she's not going to make it. Because she's not following it. And yeah, a woman stood up and said, well, what about Christ? She said, and? Huh? She said, and?
Crazy as hell. Demon possessed out of her mind, Oprah. Possessed.
And it's deep because I'm looking at the demographic of people that made Oprah. The majority of these people were black Christians. Somewhere she switched over her thing into something else. It was black people that were supporting her that got her on her feet. And this woman stood up and says, what about Christ? What are you talking about? Because she's a Christian in Oprah's audience, so if she knew that you wasn't following Christ, so people were deceived. And the way they do it is to say, well, these principles have been to the earth for many years, and people like Christ actually brought forth these principles. Well, if Christ brought forth these principles, why do we need to hear anything else then? Why can't we just read the Bible and follow Christ? What you have that Christ can't give us? Those questions are never asked. Well, Buddha have these core principles. Well, Buddha also have satanic principles. Speaking of reincarnation and people coming back as plants and fish, and should I believe that too? Satan wants us to believe that you have another shot so that you can waste the life you got. Okay? This is it. Hebrews 9:27 tells us it's appointed unto man once to die, then the judgment. If you waste your life, believe me, this is the only one you get. You don't get another shot. So that's the things they want. Buddhists and all those teachers, they're lying to you for your soul. There's only one God. And there's only one way to serve him. And it's to keep his commandments. Period. The commandments are contained in the book. The Most High is very simple with this. You look at the Bible, see the do's and don'ts, and that's it. You do the things he say do, and don't do the things he say. The things he say don't do, you don't do those things. It's that simple. All the love and all the stuff that they're talking about, you can find in the Bible. You don't.
Then it's to preserve your life, to lengthen your days and help your children, and it's to keep you alive. Like it's to protect you from demons and shit, bro.
Keep a purpose-driven life. Okay, sometimes money can really reveal who you are and get you destroyed. Some people don't need a certain excess of money. So the Bible says, with food, shelter, and raiment, be there with content. Because let me tell you, money reveals everything in people. It reveals everything.
Yep.
If you see someone's different because they have money, or they operate in a certain way because they have money, that actually reveals what was in them. So money is not the answer. Finish reading that.
No man can serve two masters.
Go ahead.
Either he will hate the one and love the other.
That's the key thing. If you're not serving the Most High in this world, you're taught to hate him. There's no in between. If you are serving another God, you hate the Most High. If you are a Buddhist, you hate God. Okay? If you are a Christian, a pagan Christian, and celebrating Christmas and Easter and all that, I know this is a hurt thing for you, but you hate God because God said don't do it. If you're eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, the only way you can show the Most High you love him is to keep his commandments. Let's get that real quick in 1 John 5:5-3. See, we have a thwarted understanding of what love is too.
Yep. Most High don't. His thought is not our thought.
God don't accept you for you. That don't exist.
Yep.
You're not that big. You're not that big and important that the God must shift all of his law and understanding to accept you. It doesn't work that way. We are supposed to understand what he requires, not be accepted for what we are.
You know how how people are. Hey, if God's gonna send me to hell for celebrating Christmas, well, that's not a God. That's not the God I follow. That doesn't sound Christ-like. Or they be saying some crazy shit, bro. Genuine, or some shit, something of the order. Our Mark of the Beast, the microchip, or like Christmas, Easter, or whatever the hell, Thanksgiving or whatever. Like, it's like, bro, you can't do none of that shit, bro. You can't get that, you can't do it. Alright? And yes, God will punish your ass to hell if you do it. It's not hard. Well, obviously the Mark of the Beast, guaranteed, but if you repent from the holidays, I mean, just stop doing it, bro. It's not hard. Do it. It could be the same week, just do it on a different day. Does it have to be on a satanic day? How about you just follow all it is in the Bible? Which Satan tries to take the power from. Because he aligned his days with the holy days in the Bible. So people can follow his days and forget the Most High days. So just follow the days in the Bible, bro. They they're almost the same as fucking Satan's holidays, because Satan, he's trying to steal the power, from those days.
Get 1 John 5 and 3.
1 John 5 and 3.
Read it.
For this is the love of God,
This is the love of God.
that we keep his commandments.
And that's why Christ told us. So when these New Age people deal with the principles of Christ, they don't understand what Christ was talking about. His love first started with the love of the Most High. Okay? That's the love. And keeping his commandments. Read that 1 John 5 and 3 again.
For this is the love of God,
This is the love of God,
that we keep his commandments,
that we keep his commandments,
and his commandments are not grievous.
and his commandments are not grievous, which means they are not hard to do. It's not hard to keep them. Unless we're rebellious, like the fallen. It's not hard. Thou shalt not do this. Don't do it. Period.
Should be easy, huh? No lying, killing, stealing, murdering, no pedophilia, no homosexuality, no trans, no scamming. No, you gotta treat people how you want to be treated. You gotta respect your parents and shit. You gotta honor man over woman and shit. Not feminist, but because you know how modern day they portray that shit as like women are just nothing or some shit. Like, that's not what the Bible's saying. You know what I'm saying? But ETC, bro, ETC, no pork, no shellfish, because that shit will literally kill your ass. It's not meant to be eaten, right? Even though it can be, it's not meant to be. It wasn't made for that. You can't follow other guys. You can't have no idols. I mean, no Buddha statue, no fucking crosses, no religion, no holidays. All got idols in them, and you're all following other gods other than the Creator in Christ. All these religious holidays have nothing to do with Christ or the Creator. Nothing to do with the Bible. No.
The most I've given,
And the government too. The government ain't got nothing to do with Christ either. And God we trust. They're talking about Satan, the government.
there's many choices and many things that we can do to experience life and love life. And the things he said don't do, just stay away from it. That's the love of the Most High. Not this, you must love me because this is how I was made and this is how I think. That's the New Age movement ideology. It doesn't work. You're worshiping Satan. That's why you hate God. You hate God. You hate God. Why? Because your thoughts are brought into judgment.
Yep, your sin.
Your sins are before you. So instead of us facing those sins, we hate the God that brought us law. See? So I'm just making some clear distinctions here. Read 1 John 2 and 4.
All you gotta do is repent, bro. It's not hard. Change. Easy. If you didn't know, now you know. Just change. It's not hard. People think they can't go back and they can't change. It's too late or some shit. And they just keep going with their sin, and you can change, bro.
1 John chapter 2 verse 4.
Read it.
He that saith, I know him,
He that saith, I know the Most High,
and keepeth not his
and don't
commandments,
follow his commandments, are a what?
is a liar,
Is a liar.
and the truth is not in him.
And the truth is not in that person. You can't say you love the Most High and you purposely break his commandments.
Christians.
See, and that's why Christ says that you can't serve two masters. You're going to love one or hate the other.
That's it.
See, Satan is the God that allows you to be the way you want to be and be accepted anyway. And that everyone should love you because that's your individualism. That's Satan.
Yep.
And if you're that way, you're going to hate the God that gives rules.
Exactly.
But Christ bringing it is...
Everything is peaches and rainbows. Christ's real name is Yeshua, it's not Jesus. Christ is black, he's not CJ Bourget. Blah, 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 blah. All these holidays are, well, not that, but, virgin birth, wherever the fuck. When we start talking about these holidays, following the law, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. People start to turn away. Because it's do what thou wilt. They're following Satan, bro. That's Satan's macho. So, You can bring truth until you start having to change their lifestyles. Then it's GG's. A lot of these people dip. You know what I'm saying? Because they're daily programming, their lifestyles. You know?
In a kingdom. And you cannot have a righteous kingdom without rules. Okay? Let's deal with this money. And when it says mammon, that mammon also breaks down to not just man, but money. Money can become a god, brothers and sisters. It can become a god. Where you will excuse certain things and you will actually do certain things against the Most High's law, strictly for money.
Celebrities.
Well, there's things I can't do right
1%.
now because,
Rich and famous.
because it is money.
They compromise.
And I've seen brothers tell me, like, listen, I've seen it out there. Well, listen, brother, you keep on doing it, brother, because what you're doing is
People
people
lying
need
and
it.
shit.
You keep doing it. I'm going to
For
get this
money.
money and I'm going to help you.
These influencers, YouTubers, with all these millions of views, they compromising for money too. You know what they say? Oh, we don't talk about religion and politics. I don't want to offend people. That's compromising to save you. That's the only truth. That means if you're not talking about that, you're keeping people sleeping sheep and distracted. Keeping them sheep so they can be led to the slaughter. They just want to distract and entertain your ass to where you're just going with the flow until you die. No truth, no nothing, no repentance. You cooked. You ain't going to heaven for being a good person. That's a lie. You gotta follow all the commandments. You gotta follow the Bible, the real Christ in the Bible, not religions. So all these people, I don't want to say, I can't talk about religions or they're just compromising for more views. They don't want to talk about the Bible. But yet you see them in all these holidays, Christmas trees and all this shit, promoting sin. They're just sellouts. That's what they are.
Never see these people. And I tell them before they go out to get the money. Listen, we don't need your money. We need you. Okay? Let the Most High restore you and bring you up. We don't need you can't come and bribe the work of the Most High. And everyone will always say, well, listen, I'm going to get this money. It never turned out like I thought it was. It would, ever. Because their focus wasn't the Most High. They think that there's substances or things in this earth that can sustain the work. I had people go get money and say, well, listen, I can get the money. And when they got the money, they were gone. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. Because that is not the love of the Most High. Money cannot sustain us, brothers and sisters. And what happens, and it's going to happen soon, that's why I wanted to bring up this New Age philosophy and New Age movement. They're going to soon move physical money out of the way altogether. That means they're not going to be no tangible. We're going to be able to operate a little bit in this earth with our little technology, our cell phones or whatever for a while, but then they're going to move us out of that too. And you're going to know where everyone's heart is then, because that's going to mean whether or not you're able to live in your house, whether or not you're going to be able to drive your car. Everything is going to be predicated off of that. Whether or not you be homeless or your children not have food, then it's going to be known who's down with the Most High.
Tells you in the Bible, mark of the beast. That shall throw you out of your houses. That shall kill you. Get the mark of the beast 666, the microchip or piece of technology that goes in your body. Little microchip, small chip that goes in your body. Or die or be homeless and have nothing and your children are just sitting there with nothing. You already know how it's going to be. Oh, the children. Oh, this, that. The Bible tells you die of cancer and you condemned to hell. So you got to think about the Most High first and what happens after you die. Because people who get that chip, they ain't going to survive long, bro. They compromise to keep their children alive or something just to die 2 months later from that grievous sword the Bible talks about. Like, you did that for... You compromised to Satan for nothing. You still gonna die anyways. So, just take the bullet, just be homeless or wherever, get shot, whatever the hell is going on. Go to jail, whatever. Don't take that mark of the beast, bro. Do not take that shit, bro. Any type of technology, chip that goes in your body. None of it. Alright? RFID chip, Vera chip, whatever. Fucking ID, passport, whatever the fuck it is. Don't get it. Prophesied in the Bible thousands of years ago. It came into fruition like 30 years ago. It just haven't been mandatory yet. It haven't been enforced yet. But people already got the shit already. Dudes on the news talking about, look at me, I got shit. Well, you're condemned to hell. You're out of your freaking mind. Ignorant? Well, he's not ignorant. Time to chance comes to all men, so judgment there's no excuse. So these people are ignorant. They just choose not to follow the Most High. And thought it was nothing. So, people better wake up, bro. I'm telling you, it's easy to say 2020 pandemic was a prototype. And that got people genocided. You know? And it's easy to say no until you about to be homeless with no job, no nothing. You got kids and shit right behind you. So that's how they're gonna Satan save and deceive the whole world, bro. Causes all the nations to fall. So people gonna have their families and shit getting killed or homeless. Hey, you gotta let it go, bro. You gotta let it go, bro. You see them on the other side. If you get that mark, it's over. Forever. Not for this life, forever. So don't get that damn technology that goes in your body.
So the prosperity gospel is moving us into total dependence on money so that we have no choice when it's gone but to receive the mark of the beast. That's what it's all about. This is full circle what we're showing you here. And they have ushered us. It was incremental, but they have moved us into this by infiltrating the Christian church with the New Age movement. The church is not the church no more. It's not the place we go for spirituality and guidance and connection to the Most High no more. Okay? It's not. It's done. It's been overran by sodomites, homosexuals, lesbians, cutthroats, robbers, pimps, killers. That's who control the sorcerers, witches, warlocks,
Philosophers.
And don't tell me that's not so.
Compromised people that compromise to the government to keep you asleep.
People I know in the Christian church, they on the subway, on the bus when they way to work, reading their horoscopes. And don't tell me that's not so. How many people I know in the Christian church, they on the subway.
Horoscopes is what is that? That's like zodiac signs or something. That's pagan, satanic. That's like fallen angel stuff. Fallen angels taught astrology, zodiac signs. So.
Bus when they way to work, reading their horoscopes.
Great. 122, huh? What? Great. Well, that's definitely about the end of the stream. We'll see. Hold on. That's funny. Oh, never mind.
What was I at?
Doing it, people need it. It happens. Then it's going to be known who's down with the most. They on the subway, on the bus when they way to work, reading their horoscopes.
you serious?
All right.
And it did this.
To be the way you want to be and be accepted. But Christ is bringing a kingdom. And you cannot have a righteous kingdom without rules. Okay? Let's deal with this money. And when it says mammon, that mammon also breaks down to not just man, but money. Money can become a god, brothers and sisters. It can become a god. Where you will excuse certain things and you will actually do certain things against the Most High's law, strictly for money. Well, there's things I can't do right now because, because it is money. And I've seen brothers tell me, like, listen, I've seen it out there. Well, listen, brother, you keep on doing it, brother, because what you're doing is people need it. You keep doing it. I'm going to get this money and I'm going to help you. We never see these people. And I tell them before they go out to get the money, listen, we don't need your money. We need you. Okay? Let the Most High restore you and bring you up. We don't need you can't come and bribe the work of the Most High. And everyone will always say, well, listen, I'm going to get this money. That means they're not going to be no tangent. We're going to be able to operate a little bit in this earth with our little technology, our cell phones or whatever for a while. But then they're going to move us out of that too. And you're going to know where everyone's heart is then. Because that's going to mean whether or not you're able to live in your house. Whether or not you're going to be able to drive your car. Everything is going to be predicated off of that. Whether or not you be homeless or your children not have food. Then it's going to be known who's down with the Most High. So the prosperity gospel is moving us into total dependence on money so that we have no choice when it's gone but to receive the mark of the beast. That's what it's all about. This is full circle what we're showing you here. And they have ushered us. It was incremental, but they have moved us into this by infiltrating the Christian church with the New Age movement. The church is not the church no more. It's not the place we go for spirituality and guidance and connection to the Most High no more. Okay? It's not. It's done. It's been overran by sodomites, homosexuals, lesbians, cutthroats, robbers, pimps, killers. That's who control the sorcerers, witches, warlocks. And don't tell me that's not so. How many people I know in the Christian church, they on the subway, on the bus on their way to work, reading their horoscopes. Oh, I'm Libra. See what's going on there for me today. That's witchcraft, brothers and sisters. Did you know that?
Yep.
That's sorcery.
Yep.
You want to know what the Most High have for you? You go into the Bible.
It's true. I used to be into that shit too, and I didn't even know it was witchcraft. So you can't be biased just because you relate to something. Because a lot of people, people are prideful and ego. Like, they have to discover this shit by themselves, and by the time you do that, it's probably too late. Shit, really. So you gotta always do the research and look at testimonies or something, and really figure out what you're following before you follow it. Honestly, just follow the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in general, like, you gotta do the research, man. You can't be some sheep just like, oh, you see something new, okay, I'm gonna follow this. You know?
Save the world, bro. So 99.99% of the time it's some Satanism. So people gotta wake up. People got to wake up. What was
See,
that?
Satan is the God. And I'm like, well, we have no choice when it's gone, but to receive. Okay? Let's go. Let's deal with this money. Oh, I'm See, Satan, we have no choice when it's gone. But they on the subway, on the bus, on their way to work, reading their horoscopes. Oh, I'm Libra. See what's going on there for me today. That's witchcraft, brothers and sisters. Did you know that?
Talk about fallen angels.
That's sorcery.
Astrology.
You want to know what the Most High have for you? You go into the Bible.
Yep.
Okay? Let's go. Let's deal with this money. 1 Timothy 6 and 10.
Oh my God, you keep stopping. Alright, well.
All right. Buddhist, you.
Oh my goodness, I can't.
All right. It shows.
First Timothy 6 and 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Read it again.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
For the love of money, brothers and sisters, is the root of all evil. What do the prosperity gospel teach us? The love of money. That's the root of all evil. And that's what it shows you. When you get money, it shows really what you are about to some degree. Because people that's down with the Most High, it makes no difference. It never does anything to them one way or the other. Okay? They were charitable and helpful and loving and everything they were when they were broke. It makes no difference. If you broke, if that's the mentality you operate in, that's the mentality you're going to operate in whether you have money or not. Same thing if you're rich or you have something. Because really, being rich have nothing to do with your financial status. Who you are and get you destroyed. Some people don't need a certain excess of money. And loving and everything they were when they were broke. It makes no difference. If you broke, if that's the mentality you operate in, that's the mentality you're going to operate in whether you have money or not. Same thing if you're rich or you have something. Because really, being rich have nothing to do with your financial status. Okay? It's the spirit. Doesn't have anything to do with your financial status. It's the spirit the Most High put in you.
Revelation 2:9. I know thy poverty, but thou art rich. Because they're Israelites, they're God's chosen people. But, Christ said, and I know the blasphemy of them who say they are Jews, but are not, but are synagogue of Satan. There you go, you're Jewish people. Romans. Right? So, Christ said that. That's what he means by you're rich, even if you're poor. And Christ said he came for the poor, and the meek. Just like, look at Lazarus. Not the damn rich, so people love looking at authority and all these rich people and celebrities and shit. They can They idolize straight Satanists and pagans who don't follow Christ, bro. Genuinely. And if they do follow Christ, they're following the false Christ, Caesar Borgia, not the real Christ. Alright? So they follow Satan still. Even if they're in Christianity. So, you gotta wake up.
Make one rich. Not your classifications or your class based on the financial status of this world. Read it again.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Read.
Which while some coveted after.
Because some people just covet after money. Oh, I'm going to sow a seed so I can receive a blessing. Oh, I see a car in your future. I see a house in your future. What type of mess is this? You're not going to be poor forever. Read.
They have erred from the faith.
And they have did what?
They have erred from the faith.
So don't believe that prosperity is in sowing seed is an act of faith. If you're chasing money and looking at a prosperity doctrine, you have erred from the faith of Christ. Where did Christ say sow a seed so that you can get some more money? Now, is tithing and charitable gifts towards bringing forth the work part of the work? Yes. But there's no way the whole ministry is supposed to be predicated off of teaching about money. Well, that's the whole doctrine. The whole sermon is money. Money is a defense, like the Bible says. But we're not supposed to love it. It's to be utilized to do the Most High's work. Read.
And pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
And pierced themselves through. And pierced themselves through. Read.
With many sorrows.
With many sorrows. There's more sorrow chasing money. There's more sorrow chasing money and going after money than it is being broke, or what they call being broke. And I wanted to put that out there. Last but not least, I need you to read that one more time. Isaiah 34:16. Now, Ecclesiastes 12:12. 12:13. The conclusion of the matter.
Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments.
The conclusion of the whole matter is for us to stay with the Bible. and the true doctrine of Christ, in gathering the 12 tribes of Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and bringing the true ministry and the true doctrine to the Gentiles. To the Jews first, then the Gentiles, to prepare for the kingdom to come, Christ's kingdom that will soon be here. Yep. That's the true mission. Mm-hmm. Not setting or making a path for Satan and ushering Satan as the God of this earth through the New Age movement and through the New Age philosophy. Read it.
For this is the whole duty of man.
For that is the whole duty of man. That's what we were put here for. We were put here to serve the Most High. That's our purpose. And by serving him, he placed our purpose in us daily. That's our mission in life, is to serve and be accepted by him. With that, I'm going to say shalom. I hope we gave you some key information. Share this to anyone you know in a church. And if they have any questions, I'll be more than glad to answer them with the Bible.
Yep, with the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't follow the Bible in Christianity. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's emphasizing that. But this is their current channel. So, because this channel right here is like their somebody reposted all their videos. They have a bunch of them. They've been deleted. You know, truth gets deleted all the time, silenced. So read the Bible, bro. No religion, no holidays, no government. Don't follow that. Read the Bible. King James